Welcome to Milesight webinar. This is Jessica, the host of today's presentation. So today I'd like to share with you something really interesting about Milesight D2D Communication Protocol and the products in regard of that. We'll start with who we are, introduce ourselves in case you are the first time to join us. After that, we're going to touch on the LoRawan structure quickly and identify some limitations in that star of stars topology. Don't be frightened. We'll address them through Milesight D2D communication, and let's see what's in the pipeline, what new products are available to realize the D2D in practice in different applications. And after that, we're going to end with a time-limited promotion activity and quick note about the Q&A. Founded in 2011, Milesight is a fast-growing AIoT solution provider committed to offering value, added services, and cutting-edge technologies. Based on video surveillance, Milesight expands the value proposition into IoT and communications industries, featuring Internet of Things communication and artificial intelligence technologies as its core. Stepping into 2022, it marks the 11th anniversary of Milesight. For the next decade, we are going to empower a new Milesight brand and become the pioneer in AIoT industry. So why Milesight? 3 main reasons. Number 1 is superior product quality. Number 2, professional service. And number 3, technology innovation. We have a very experienced service team which does great with the customers. We love to work with distributors, solution providers, system integrators, and to help them identify not only their technology requirements, but also help them get necessary support in this ecosystem to build up comprehensive end-to-end solutions. We have a history of innovation, such as combining the surveillance technology into LoRawan to monitor the meeting room and space occupancy while protecting staff privacy in public places. We have history of innovation and plan to continue that. Without any more delay, let's get straight into it. The device-to-device protocol in LoRa. LoRawan is great for use in many kinds of deployments, such as industrial, agriculture, smart city, and many more. And we also acknowledge no single technology can serve all the different IoT applications equally and satisfy all use case requirements, as technical differences, deployment models, device costs, energy consumption, and deployment timeline will decide which technology is going to fit the best in different use cases. Take the agricultural market as an example. It is one ideal fit for LoRawan, as it requires the sensors to operate at low cost with long battery life. The sensors need to update their information just a few times per hour, as the conditions do not change drastically. Therefore, the communication with the networking server will satisfy the duty cycle, monitoring temperature, humidity, moisture, security, occupancy, water flow, and many more. The requirements of such use cases are primarily focused on low costs and long battery life. And obviously, the critical use cases or possible control systems that require frequent communications without delay or latency are not intended for LoRawan, such as controlling lights turn on and turn off. Even a few seconds delay is enough to create an unpleasant user experience. Let's talk a little bit more about the typical LoRawan network structure. It includes 4 architectural components: the end devices, the gateways, a remote network server, and application server. These components are interconnected in a star of stars topology, where end devices communicate with one or more gateways using LoRa, and then in turn, each gateway forward the collected data to the network server using a backhaul interface like Wi-Fi or cellular 4G. Then, applications interfacing with the server can make the best use of the collected data. LoRawan is the most widely adopted protocol for LP1s, although some limitations have been identified. For example, the main LoRawan characteristic is the central role of the gateways. However, in some application scenarios, a much lighter protocol stack just relies on node capabilities and no gateways can be more suitable. On LoRawan, all LoRa devices have something in common which is shared by nodes, such as the low-power designed end, nodes with limited storage and processing power. They can stand up to 10 years with a single charge of the batteries. But some limitations are come along as well, such as not for large data payloads, as it limited to 100 bytes. And more importantly, it's not ideal for real-time applications that require lower latency, because LoRaWAN does not support direct communication from nodes to nodes if without the use of a gateway. So all the data transmission must be processed by the gateways and network server, which causes delay. And LoRaWAN is not ideal for continuous monitoring except for Class C devices. If you want to linkage or to trigger multiple end devices simultaneously, for example, the lights control, well, all those end devices must be working in Class C mode to always keep their transceiver and receiver windows on, which means much higher power consumption. Besides that, LoRa end devices are vulnerable to replay attacks during activation or network join sessions. Each end device must join the LoRaWAN network before it can become active in the network. Because the radio frequency wireless communication methods are mostly using plain text transmission with low security protection, only joining in the LoRaWAN network can encrypt the payload through network server. That's the only way to enhance the security. After checking the critical features of the LoRaWAN network, we can make a new technology, D2D communications, for it. The technology is that we can do a device-to-device communication using LoRa with the same range than a device talks to a gateway on the network. The same modulation can be used. So we are trying to design a device-to-device protocol with these objectives in mind. So we want that to be low power. Both sides can be battery powered. The idea there is that two tiny battery-powered devices can talk to each other. The protocol should be asynchronous, meaning device A can talk to device B whenever it wants. There's no timing synchronization to do. It should be as long as what you are used to expect. The security, we are reusing the security model of LoRaWAN. The data format is still the same as the standard data package of LoRa. Using the same AES 128 standard. So encryption, systematic authentication, all of that is built in. It should have at most a second of latency, and it should be simply as a software upgrade of any existing LoRaWAN device hardware. So no additional bill of material, no more battery, just a simple firmware upgrade to use Milesight D2D. Compared with the other LoRaWAN modes like Class A, B, and C, the features of D2D communications protocol shows its feasibility like this. Our field testing proves that the D2D communications can reduce the time and energy for data transfer by 6 to 20 times compared to standard LoRaWAN. And if all the Milesight devices are in the same room, the latency is even less than 1 second. Next, I'd like to unveil some amazing new products. Combining them with the Milesight D2D protocol, you can easily fulfill some real-time monitoring applications with almost no latency experience. Now, what's in our pipeline? In the real usage of Milesight D2D, our end nodes can be classified into two types: the main controller devices and agent devices. The controller device generally has a trigger button inside that can be triggered by changes in external conditions. And there's no requirement for the working mode of these kinds of end nodes. They can either work in Class A or Class C mode and the agent device. They can generate output signals to control other physically connected devices, such as fans, lights, heaters, and so on. And these agent devices need to be worked in Class C mode in all ways. Until the present webinar, we have 9 products in total that support Milesight D2D Protocol smoothly. And of course, they support standard LoRawan protocol as well. And some of them, such as the Smart Scene Panel, Smart Button, PIR, and Light Sensor, Magnetic Contact Switch, and a iWorkplace Occupancy Sensor, they can be worked as controller only. The WS558 is the newly launched smart light controller. It only works as an agent device to turn on or turn off multiple lights when it receives command from other controllers. Besides them, you can see our IoT controllers UC100 and UC300 and the smart wall switch. They can be used as either controller or agent device in different situations. Let me accompany you to go through the highlights of these 4 new products first. The first presented is the Smart Scene Panel. It's an innovative product that you have never seen before. In fact, it's a multi-button control panel that can simply activate different predefined scenarios with one press. You can customize various smart scenes such as business mode, holiday mode, meeting mode, and meeting over mode, and switch from one mode to another in a second. So it's a smart panel. With it, you can solve multiple needs and at the same time save the individual operations and reduce the surface of the wall occupied by the individual switches, so as to enhance the efficiency and the design of the entire facility. From a specification point of view, it features a large 2.9-inch black-white e-ink screen, or with only PVC tabs, both of them with 6 very fast responsive settable buttons to bring a truly smooth user experience. Like many other LoRawan sensors, without any additional cable, this Smart Scene Panel can be easily installed anywhere and be possible to control the lighting system, air conditioning, computers, curtain motors, and other smart equipment through Milesight agent devices via the D2D protocol or via standard LoRawan. The device is powered by 2 lithium batteries and can survive more than 3 years if data transmission happens every 18 hours and press buttons, not more than 20 times per day. And next, I'd love to show you something inspired by the LoRa-based D2D protocol, working as either controller or agent device. Milesight UC100 controller is a simple device to bridge the digital gap for IoT. It converts Modbus protocol to LoRawan or to Milesight D2D. Vice versa, it receives commands and sends them to Modbus devices as well. Only the RS485 interface, neither digital input nor analog input or other type of interface, only the serial port RS485 is available in this controller for connecting a range of digital sensors or devices. For example, when working the UK100 as a controller, it can be triggered by a power meter via RS485 interface and to send a command to turn on or turn off the connected lights through other D2D agents. And when working the UK100 as an agent device, it receives command from other controllers to generate output signal and to control a motorized curtain, for example, via the RS485 interface. With a built-in if-then command system, you can set up to 16 commands for autonomous operations. Reading up to 16 registers. All in all, this controller UC100 is an easy and intelligent device that definitely pleases your user experience without latency. As you may be familiar with our WS series, which is tailored for smart workplace solutions, now we are going to introduce you to a few new members of the Milesight WS family. The first model is the smart wall switch for the local and remote control of lights or other electrical appliances. It adopts 2 standard sizes to replace the traditional wall switches in most of the international markets. Compliant with Milesight LoRawan Gateway and Milesight IoT Cloud Platform, this smart wall switch can be monitored and controlled via a web interface or mobile app remotely. And thanks to the Milesight D2D Communication Protocol, this wall switch enables you to remote control your appliances with ultra low latency without gateway involved. I mean, less than 1 second as easy push a button. Like other wall switches, this LoRa-based device guards against circuit overloads, protecting electronics like heaters, microwaves, and televisions. Meanwhile, collecting data of current, voltage, power, and electrical consumption for further analysis. Unlike the smart wall switch that is mainly designed to control a few lights in small places, this smart light controller, WS558, allows occupants to monitor and control more lights remotely or locally in complex surroundings. With 2 circuit types, live and neutral type and switch type, and 8 switches, it fits different scenes without the need of rewiring. Suppose you'd like to test the light status after deployment. Generally, a LoRawan gateway and network server are required, which costs time and resources. And now, thanks to the local switch buttons on the light controller, you can see from the product image. These 8 holes are 8 switch buttons, connecting 8 circuits. Just click on either of them. You can test the light status directly without additional networking or mechanical equipment, vastly reducing the costs and time. And another highlight of this controller is it features the power off memory function. In case of any power failure, the present settings will be saved and the light controller will resume to the previous operating status when power is restored, instead of reconfiguring the 8 circuits one by one, which is a minor but great useful and powerful feature to better the user experience. The main purpose of Milesight D2D is making use of one product to control multiple products simultaneously. The topology shows us how to set up the controller and agent devices. For example, on the controller side, on the Smart Scene panel, we can set different button stands for different modes like in holiday or business day. Then on the agent side, we have various controllers in a group to control TV, computer, and curtain. Just make sure the agent and controller devices are using the same encryption key in a group to activate the linkage between them via Milesight D2D Protocol. When applying LoRa technology to build a system, different topological structures can be used according to actual needs to further improve the system performance. So, the proposed D2D communications can be used for a wide variety of applications, specifically those who want high coverage and low latency. Next, let's explore some applications and success cases. With Office gradually becoming smarter, we begin to think about the problem of how to control lights quickly and smartly. You may also have a similar experience of overlook the presence of light. The traditional lighting control mode is independent and inflexible, which can only be operated in person on site. Well, a truly elegant solution seems to have come from Milesight, which, as some of you may know, is one of the most active in the field of smart office automation based on LoRa, with products such as Smart Light Controller, Motion Sensor, Smart Scene Panel, and more released in recent years. In Milesight Office Building, WS558, the Smart Light controllers are deployed in the joint of cable trays with an accessible ceiling void, and the correct connection to the lights and circuits is ensured. The other models from Milesight WS series, such as Magnetic Contact Switch, PIR, and Light Sensor and Smart Scene Panel, can communicate directly with WS558 via Milesight D2D Protocol to easily achieve scene-based control, turn on and turn off of lights in 1 second. And let's move the devices into a LoRawan network, relying the mobile app or web of Milesight IoT Cloud. You can also realize remote lighting control and create timing schedules anytime, anywhere, even if you forget to turn off the lights when you leave the office. Furthermore, WS558 Live and neutral type supports the power consumption measurement and uploads all the data of current voltage and electrical status to Milesight IoT Cloud, which will generate regular reports and notify us in real time if circuits are shorted or overloaded. Compared to the complexity and high price of automatic lighting control systems with a vast amount of engineering, this smart light controller sets up a bridge that helps users gain quick access to smart lighting control at lower cost and higher return. Smart building solutions are rapidly moving from Milesight building to buildings in other cities too. Fayada Building and Xianjian Technology Building, the landmark commercial buildings of the CBD in Shenzhen, China, have recently realized digital transformation, including lighting control, device control, energy and environment management, space management, with the help of various LoRawan sensors and Milesight D2D Protocol. At the initial stage of the project, Milesight gateways and more than 500 end nodes were deployed to build a smart and healthy office environment. The data collected by the sensors and nodes are reported to the cloud platform via Milesight UG65 LoRawan gateways for data visualization and analysis. To meet the smart lighting control requirement, smart wall switches and smart scene panels were installed in meeting rooms and common areas. Whenever occupants press on the switch or button, the connected lights can be quickly turned on or off. And to avoid temporary queuing in washrooms, the PIR and light sensors were adopted to detect room occupancy status. In addition, the building's facility managers also wanted to upgrade traditional devices to auto-controllable smart devices, so many IoT controllers were deployed to achieve that. For example, through RS485 interface, the wired curtains are able to be triggered to pull up and down in the same LoRawan network through D2D Protocol. And again, in the buildings, some remote areas can be reached by LoRawan networking capabilities, and collected data are finally conveyed towards a gateway for further routing and processing. And when the LoRa-based end nodes need to be used in controlling multiple units simultaneously, such as lights control, cutoff, or power on the devices, or switch to another scene swiftly, in which specific scenarios are gateway, free solution, where each agent node can potentially be controlled by multiple controllers, assures constant, quick response to the D2D network, and avoids the presence of a single point of failure. I mean, in case the packet loss on the way to the gateway, so it's more flexible. Now let's further check some details about those new products and Milesight D2D through FAQ. Question 1. Do the Milesight D2D compliant end nodes also support standard LoRawan protocol? The answer is yes. All of them can support LoRawan mode by default, irrespective of controller or agent. Disable the Milesight D2D as default setting. Once it's enabled, it'll be prior to the LoRawan protocol. Device will stop the data transmission via LoRawan to a gateway and network server. Question 2. Can I work some of the buttons in DOT mode and the rest in LoRawan mode, as there are 6 different buttons in the Smart Scene panel? The answer is yes. Each button can work individually, so D2D and LoRawan are optional to them. Question 3. My lights are on the 8th floor. Can I control them through the panel on the ground floor? Well, Milesight D2D enhances the user experience when the panel controls other devices with low latency, but faster speed means a lower penetration. We suggest making the D2D communication among the end nodes located on the same floor. Line of sight area is better. Question 4. Is there a one-to-many relationship between controllers and agent devices? Well, when the controller device and agent device are using the same encryption key, the commands from different controllers will be decoded by the agent device. So, a controller is able to control multiple agent devices, and vice versa, an agent device can be triggered by multiple controllers. The fifth question: why does the scene button respond slowly after clicking it hundreds of times continuously? The Smart Scene panel is designed to control multiple devices with a single click. For the sake of battery life, the initial 6 times operation will get immediate treatment. I mean, response with no latency. After that, the command will be sent with a latency of 4 seconds. But don't worry, the original state will be restored if there are no triggers and no commands in 8 seconds. The last question: can I convert the controller to agent freely according to the needs of the project? It depends on the model. At present, only these 3 end nodes can be worked as either controller or agent in Milesight D2D mode, including the UC100 and 300 controllers and Smart Wall Switch. Okay, that's all about the Milesight D2D protocol and its usage in real cases. Now I am going to bring you the campaign-related products and offer, which is a time-limited offer for eBox kit promotion until the end of November 2022. As some of you may already be familiar with our iBox kits through our previous webinar, in Milesight, we offer a variety of options to self-install your services in the most popular application scenarios, such as the indoor air quality, smart office, and smart building. Each kit package comes with everything you need to quickly and easily set up your devices and activate your services as well. And today I'd like to introduce the end-to-end eBox Cowork kit because of the Milesight D2D. It contains the smart button sensor, space, occupancy, and people counting sensor, magnetic contact switch, PIR, and light sensor, as well as the smart scene panel. They are all Milesight D2D capable controllers. With the same hardware, you test the performance of Milesight D2D and standard LoRawan in the same network, which could be the most cost-effective, the most convenient option. And the 12-month license-free Milesight IoT Cloud with Pro 1 level permission is available as well. Now, after purchasing the iBox Cowork kit, you have a chance to get another free unit from 6 selected sensors, or get a preferred unit from our Gateway series or Controller series or Sensor series at 50% off discount, irrespective of the product series or models. You can get at half price. And another good news is we're going to launch a new professional temperature and humidity sensor, EM320, which can be used for food temperature and cold chain monitoring, and a new industrial-level LoRawan gateway UG56 with an external magnetic antenna or fiberglass antenna. You can put the antenna at a signal-optimized place to cover more areas. Anyway, these 2 amazing new products are also included in the promotions. If you have any questions about this promotion, please don't hesitate to give your sales account a call or drop your message here. They are ready to help you with the pricing and delivery schedule. Today, we introduce some really cool stuff. We introduced the use of device and gateway-free communication topology in a low-power wide area network where the participating nodes are not just data collecting endpoints, but can process the trigger commands on site, such as control multiple agent devices with a single click. After overviewing the critical features of the LoRawan technology, we discussed the advantages of enabling D2D communications for it. Subsequently, we proposed the D2D Protocol, enabled Milesight controllers and agent devices, and showed its feasibility by implementing D2D on top of those commercial sensors. Therefore, the D2D communication protocol could be adopted by widely different applications like smart buildings and smart offices. It's a perfect fit for emergency scenarios as well, as LoRa technology is not ideal for real-time applications. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Facebook for more product introduction like this. Thanks so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.